Hello, welcome to my channel. This is You Too Can Be Great. Thank you so much for the comments y'all left on my previous video about my comments on the commentary that I watched by way of one of you guys referring me to go watch Dineva's video. I watched it. I did what you asked me to do. I spoke my mind, and let me just issue a disclaimer. I don't regret anything I said. There were some things I learned that were new because it seems like some of you had already had your own previous opinions on how you felt about how he's articulated certain things about Black women. I haven't seen those things because I haven't watched every single videos that he's watched, so I can't really speak on that. But since a lot of you are saying it, I gotta say that there may be some truth to it. I just haven't seen it. So your opinion is cool. I don't have a problem with it. What I do have a problem with is some of y'all coming down on my comments, trying to tell me who I am. I had somebody tell me something like, Africans want to go ahead and claim that they're Israelites when they're not. It's only Afro-Latinas and Black Americans, and I don't know the third person that he or she named. I need you to shut the fuck up, and I need you to do that expeditiously. Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't have no right to tell me who I am. Who the fuck are you to tell me who I am? Do you know who you are? Because clearly you don't get it. There are over 3,000 tribes residing in the continent of Africa, and within those tribes, there were Israelites that fled from Timbuktu, from Babylon to Timbuktu, running from persecution, and they resided on the coast of the Atlantic where those slaves were taken. And my tribe happened to be one of them that were targeted by the Fulani jihadists, along with the Yoruba tribe, sister tribe or brother tribe that also resides in that country. There are other tribes in Cameroon, in Ghana, next door, and more other places that were targeted. I'm well aware that there are Shemites, there are Hamites, and there are Japhites. I know who they are. If you don't know your own research and you don't want to go there and actually look it up and realize that there are Africans who are labeled Africans, but don't, because they just put all Black people in the same boat. They don't distinguish between the tribes. They don't distinguish between the way that each tribe performs, what their values are. We don't all operate on the same mindset. That's number one. So don't come up here and tell me what you think I am. Number two, there's the assumption that people make that because I said I'm Nigerian, I am not African American. I am multicultural. I was born here, full-blooded African American. I've spent more than half my life here. But my parents are Nigerian. My father served in the military. And because I'm exposed to both cultures, I've experienced both. I've experienced a lot of the way that Black women are treated in this country. Those that are descendants from the ancestors who don't really know which part of Africa they were ferried from. I've experienced that. I've been targeted by law enforcement. I've had somebody walk into a store and assume that because I'm Black, I must have EBT. I don't have intelligence. I've been, when I go to a work environment, it's everybody that don't look like me. They assume that I'm stupid and are shocked when I say something remotely intelligent. So I have a right to speak on certain things, including colorism. That is my life experience, and I'm gonna talk about it whether you like it or not. Now, I understand you're telling your own opinion. You can have what you wanna have, but it's not your place to try and tell somebody who they are, and you're damn sure not gonna tell me who I am. Number two. Number three, some salty ass person came up here and trying to say that my husband wasn't cute. That's my baby, and I love everything about my baby, and he is fine because he is my baby. And if you don't like it, then you're just gonna cruise on yourself, stop trolling, go ahead and be a clout chaser and go chase someone else. Don't come up here and act stupid. I said what I said in my videos. I've had people that respectfully said that they didn't agree. Understandable, you don't have to. And I have people who respectfully told me their side of the story. I appreciate it. But if you come up on my channel and start disrespecting me, I'm just going to block your ass and you can keep going. I could care less because I feel like in order for us to learn, you have to be willing to listen to what the other person has to say. I expect to learn things from y'all as y'all expect to learn things from me. I hope so, that my content is just not, talking about reality TV, that every now and then I put in something that's new and you comment on it. I learned something from you too. This is a community, you're communicating. This is a social platform. Don't get stupid and get dumb because you're behind the screen. My God. I can't. Then we get to this Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13, episode 11, The Usual Suspects. This is the review of the show. I don't like issuing disclaimers before my video, but I felt like I had to because I got a lot of very wicked things that were commented on my last video that I feel like it's hard for me to not say something. Not that it's hurt my feelings. I'm a strong woman. I can take whatever. But I do know that people are going to be reading my comments and seeing this. And some things I just don't think that it needs to be said. You don't have to agree to. You can disagree and just keep pushing. But if you can't say anything productive or something that's going to help somebody else, then shut up. Just shut up. Simple. Shut up. I spent time doing these reviews. I take time out of my day to present this information to you. At the bare minimum, I deserve the respect for doing it because your ass ain't doing it. Simple as that. So we get to this review, and one thing is for sure. Tanya and Porsha were fucking below. Yes, they were riding that pole straight to heaven or straight to orange. I don't want to say the word out here, but they had a straight out threesome. Why do I feel like it? Because there were several signals that they gave, both from Candy, Tanya outing herself out, Porsha's silence for once in her life when Porsha always has something smart to say, that I feel like this really happened. And there were several people that confirmed that they heard what Kenya heard. Hell, even Cynthia had a comment to say about it. So I feel like this shit really happened, and I feel like Porsha's ass was super horny. She had a lot of drinks in her system. She'd been kissed by Toya. They've been making out, tonguing her down. As soon as she saw Bolo and that thing that he had, that 20-inch of long, I feel like that thing, when he get hard, is gonna touch his chin. She saw it, and I saw, like, she looked like she was mesmerized. Like, she looked like she just saw, like, she had dollar signs in her eyes when she was looking at him, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna get that tonight. And she was gonna do whatever she was gonna do. She's the first one that went there and backed her thing up in it to feel exactly the girth that he had and how far to go up in her if she tasted it. So I feel like she really did do it. But I also feel like Candy had announced that it was a no judgment zone, so she expected that baby Kenya wouldn't say nothing. But girl, it's a reality TV show, child. You were dumb if you think that Kenya ass ain't gonna say nothing, because y'all ain't friends. And you kind of gave her this nice juice to talk about. It's almost like she set your ass up. If I was Kenya, I'll probably talk about it too. I mean, we have to give the viewer something. And I thought prior to this 10 episodes, Bravo had been doing horrible with this season. I was almost tired. I was going to stop doing it. But after these episodes and the trailer that we saw, because LaToya is out there looking, she's going into church, not even looking for Lord, or she's going into the confessional looking for the pastor's dick. I am going to be watching this Real Housewives moving forward. So we're at the dinner table, and Kenya is bringing up all the girls, kind of doing this thing where she's like, I'm not going to say that I heard Porsha's voice in its entirety with everybody, but I sure did hear Porsha's voice in there. And I'm just going to see if I can bully her by way of putting her on blast to help her get to the truth and say that, hey, she's out there screwing the strip. She was sleeping with the stripper, and she was doing it with Tanya, because I heard it coming from their room at like 6 in the morning, and he didn't leave till 7 a.m. And we were hearing those sounds. Hold on, let me do it right. That's how it sounds. I heard everything. I heard the moaning. I heard you call him daddy. So you did do something. If you look at Porsha's face, Porsha she appeared that she was embarrassed because she knows the cameras are on. And even though Porsha did do that, I don't think that Porsha will want everybody in the national television to know that she was out there having sex with a stripper that she barely knew, she just met, that came out because she was just so blinded by the length of his penis that she just had to try some. So she didn't want Kenya to go ahead and blast it over the table. I know everybody was trying to make it seem like they wanted to keep a hush-hush, but Toya kept talking about it, asking, wanted to say, hey, Kenya, why are you talking about it? Everybody had a comment about it, so I don't think that they wanted to give it on the hush-hush. If they would have just ignored Kenya when she said that, then it would have been one thing, but they all wanted to talk about it. They wanted to talk about it. Then we had Toya going after Drew by way of judging Drew's behavior with the stripper. Now, does Toya in her mind feel like Drew did anything wrong because it was a bachelorette party? Hell no. Toya decided to go after Drew because she wants to get Drew back for how Drew treated her in previous episodes. Because as you remember, Drew judged her when she said that her and her husband have an open relationship and that she gets to do whatever she wants to do. It doesn't matter even though she's married. And Drew looked at her like, you're married, so why would you want to have sex with all these different people? Not recognizing that people define their own marriages in their own way. There are some people that are married but have open relationships. There's some people that are in polyamorous relationships. There's some people that are just in situationships. It is not your place to go and tell the person how they should have their relationship if they both agree on how they're going to move forward, together. So Toya was feeling salty about that, and she decided to speak on it. And Drew looks at her and says, well, why are you coming at me from my biggest fan? And Toya turned around and said, I'm your biggest and your only fan. And I said, damn, ding, ding. Toya is having these moments where she's going to get Drew back for everything that she felt like Drew has done to her, even though she started the shit with the wig. She started it talking about Drew's wig, which the wig was not, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. It did look like she had a bird's nest on her head when she first came on the show. But technically, Drew started this, and Toya started this, and hell, this was going to happen. Now we get to Toya deciding to check Kenya for investigating girls' night. Kenya says that she wanted to know if what she was hearing was legit. And Tanya said, probably because you haven't had any in a really long time. And I paused on that because Tanya said that, and it almost seems like she's on the defense. Tanya didn't have to speak up in this situation because Candy had already said that it was in Porsha's room. By Tanya piping up and trying to be defensive, it kind of implicates her, make it look like she's guilty, like she did something wrong in the first place. Well, Tanya, what you trying to hide? Because you have a fiance that you didn't have before Jesus rose from Bethlehem or the stars flew over Bethlehem. You have been with him for a very long time, and y'all have yet to get married. So are you trying to tell us that either y'all ain't never gonna get married, you're in an open relationship, or are you trying to hide the fact that you did something that you know you weren't supposed to do because you're technically still engaged to this man? Either way, Tanya looks like she's on the defense as well as Porsha. But Porsha's guilty ass stayed quiet, let everybody have their opinion. And Tanya then says all she knows is that she spent the night in Porsha's room. And when she said that, Candy in her confessionals threw her hands up and was like, Tanya, why the hell would you put yourself in the scene of the crime if your ass didn't do nothing? All these little hints they're dropping tells me that we know who did what happened. Let me tell you what happened. They got drunk. Porsha and Toya were making out the whole time. Porsha was already looking like she was horny the moment that she saw Bolo inside that tank. She wanted to touch him. She wanted to help him out that tank. She was thirsty for him. We know Dennis the Menace ain't giving her what she wants that night. And she saw how big that thing is. And as big as her ass is, she needs someone that has that long one-eyed snake to get her all the way together. She wants to feel that thing all in her throat when it goes in her. And she saw it and her eyes just glowed. She looked like she was in heaven when she saw that man. So she felt that. And Tanya, being that she was drinking and enjoying herself, probably pissed off at her man for not really fully marrying her, even though she said in previous seasons that she's been giving him a head almost every damn day, hoping that he'll marry her, and he still hasn't rewarded her for all the time miles that she put in her mouth. So she's going to go here and she's going to put that mouth towards something else. She's going to go ahead and she's going to use that mouth on somebody else. So Candy basically says that she tells us that she knows that it's true what Kenya said. She just don't know why Tanya implicated herself. Then Marlo says, if y'all want to fuck a stripper, baby, y'all are grown. That is fun shade. Marlo, Tanya and Porsha and everybody out here are trying to give the impression that nothing happened. So for you to say that, you know damn well that you're trying to put them on blast. That's what that is. Then Toya asks Kenya, what is the big deal about all the moaning? And Kenya gives the pageant response. It was disgusting. Because this is a house that we're all sharing, and I just think that you should do that in the privacy of your own home. You shouldn't do that when all of us are here. That's bullshit. Kenya knew she was big messy. The truth of the matter is it's not disgusting, because if Kenya was the one that was part of the little threesome they had, she would not find it disgusting. The problem is she was trying to be messy. She wanted to put Porsha on blast because she felt like Porsha went after her at the dinner when they were kind of going off on her about being a bad host and bringing her child. She felt like Porsha was one of the people that went after her, and so she wants to embarrass Porsha as much as she felt embarrassed and attacked at that table. So she's using the generic response. I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just, I just want to make sure it's disgusting. It's inconsiderate for you guys to be out there getting penis, and I'm not getting any. In fact, I'm on the way to divorce. And for all people, it had to be Porsha, and I saw that man's penis, and quite frankly, I felt like I should have been part of it. Kenya know what she was doing. She wanted to get Porsha, and she wanted to embarrass her, and Porsha picked it up. Porsha decides to leave dinner saying, thank you, I'm done, I don't want to be here. And then in her, as she's walking up, she's talking about the women try to shame her. There would be nothing to shame you for if you didn't do anything. So does that mean that you did? I feel like all these hints that they're dropping, yes, she did. She had sex with that man. And I know I'm not doing these reviews and thinking about what people have said or social media has said after the fact, or any of the articles that's been put out, acknowledging or denying what happened. Maybe Bolo said he didn't do it. I don't care about that. I'm doing those reviews based on what's shown on TV with the impression that no one has come out and refuted this, and that Porsha and Tanya really did go out there and really screw him. And I felt like something happened. Something happened, and Porsha was a part of it. Either Tanya and Porsha were out there carpet munching and scissoring and doing whatever they want to do to have fun, enjoying themselves because they were drunk and they just wanted to have a girl-on-girl thing. Or that would have been accurate, because I know that Kenya said that she heard something like hard or daddy or something like that, which means that there was a man involved. And I'm thinking that it was Bolo that was just in between both of them, and it was in their room. Cynthia said that if she was in Porsha's shoes, that she would just own it. Bitch, why? If I had a one-night stand and a drunk moment with my girls in the other room when I have to be filmed the next day on national television. I know that there are some people that are going to judge me and think that I'm just a hoe because I chose to sleep with a complete stranger. Do I want to sit up here with people I don't know and some people that are not really my friends like Kenya and admit that I really went out there and had a moment where I just wanted to go out there and be free and have fun and not think about anything, expecting that she would hush hush and not say nothing? Am I going to admit to that? No, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to lie. Where's the evidence? Did you see me? Did you take pictures? You are not supposed to be in my business. Mind your business. That's what I would say. The next day, everybody's recapping to their husbands or their significant other or their coworkers or people who work for them what happened during the bachelorette night while they're out there looking at this man's schlong. So Drew's husband looked visibly jealous when she was telling him about it. And I'm thinking, why? Why you mad? Because in the first episode that we saw, your ass flew to Tampa or drove to Tampa, wherever the hell you got to Tampa. You said that you got into an argument with her and you needed some space. And you were gone for like, what, 3 days? And you didn't tell her where you were. And when you came back and she asked you what you were doing, you gaslighted her for asking questions about why her husband was gone for multiple days. And she didn't even know where he was. Now you're sitting up here questioning her about what she did at the bachelor party when she's actually offering you a little bit of detail on what she did. She told you that she bent her over, she twerked on him, he didn't pull out his thing on her. If you would have told her what happened in Tampa, she would have gave you more info. But now you're sitting up here getting pissed off and acting like she needs to tell you more details. And when Drew said, well, you didn't tell me nothing about Tampa, he says, because you want the wrong details, it don't matter. Details are details. Tell me something. Because 3 days you going somewhere, I think he did cheat. Let's be clear. Tell me what y'all thinking. I think he cheated. If you ask me today, tomorrow, yesterday, that man cheated on her. Who goes for 3-something days to Tampa and then come back when he went to a different state, come back and act like nothing happened and don't want to tell her nothing? He don't want to tell her the hotel he stayed at. He don't want to tell her the name. He don't want to tell her nothing. She can go there and ask for cameras. He's trying to protect himself from something. And I don't buy the BS about him trying to say, oh, you just want to know the wrong thing. He did something he wasn't supposed to do, and that's why. That's how I feel, and I'm not changing my mind. Then Candy's recapping it to, one of the guys in her payroll. I don't know his name, so I'm gonna call him that. And she talked about how she heard the same thing that Kenya heard, and she don't know why the hell Tanya threw herself under the bus by saying that she was in that room with her. And then he acknowledged that he got a phone call saying that the car that was supposed to come pick up Bolo arrived at 7 a.m. the next day, so he kind of figured that Bolo was there all night. And so he was kind of wondering what's happening. So he knows that Tanya was in there and Porsha was in there getting it in too. So of course, now more people are knowing because now Candy, who's supposed to be quiet about it, hush hush, is now talking about it. Kenya's talking about it. Cynthia's talking about it. Drew's talking about it. Everybody, what happens to what stays in the dungeon? What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon because everybody else is talking about what happened in the dungeon. I'm confused. All these women are talking about what happened in the dungeon to somebody. So I guess there's no secrets then in the dungeon. Now, Kenya is doing a shoot and Toya comes to the shoot to support her. But Toya also realizes that Kenya has been distant from her, so she brings a cake. And Kenya decides in this moment to go and say that Toya attacked her. But Toya was trying to say, yo, you were putting everybody on blast. We had a girls' night. We're not supposed to talk about it. It was wrong for you to go ahead and do that. And then Kenya finally tells the truth. In addition to her having a crush on Toya and probably wanted to do Toya, now that Mark is acting a fool as usual, she also felt like she wanted to use this moment to get Porsha back. It didn't matter about, oh, it's disgusting, it shouldn't have happened. She was doing it because she wanted to get Porsha back from a couple days ago because she was still holding a grudge on how she felt Porsha treated her, because this is how Kenya moves. It's good for reality TV. That's Kenya's character. If you do something to Kenya and Kenya, she'll take it, but she'll hold on to it. And then when she gets the moment, she'll get you back so you can feel whatever embarrassment she was feeling. She'll get you back good. And that's why she did what she did. Then we get Drew going over to Porsha's house for 2 reasons. One, because Drew wants to be nosy and really feel like if Porsha's going to admit what she did, that's what she wanted to know. Number 2, she also wanted to do this whole disappearing act thing because she wants to know, she wants her husband to feel what she felt. So she told me she was going to the store, and then she decided to stop somewhere else because she wants him to feel how she felt when he disappeared, knowing that he was going to call her. So she was using Porsha for 2 things: gossip and to hurt that man. She went in by saying, I just don't like how she was trying to put it on me, aka did it really happen? Then Porsha said she's going to pay Kenya dust just like Kenya's puss. Oh, this damn shit, girl. Why didn't you tell her to her face? And she also said that she looked at Kenya as if Kenya was weak for not actually coming out and saying, Porsha, I know it was you that did it. I'm just going to dance around it and help you pick up the hints. Then Drew's husband calls to find out where she's at, and she lies and basically tell him, I went to the store, I have all the stuff, but I stopped by somewhere to get a drink. And then he calls the second time to check on her, and I'm thinking, Drew is playing game. I feel like this couple is just immature. They're very immature. I don't understand. Are you gonna go right out and I would have held my husband hostage in the house. Nobody's leaving. Nobody's going anywhere. You will tell me where you're at. You give me a list of where you're at. I'm going to sit there while you're in that bed, handcuffed, tied to or something, and confirm what you were doing. You can't be walking in and out of this house and going somewhere for 3 days and I don't know nothing. I'm sitting here wondering what the hell you did. That's not going to fly with me. But I'm not going to sit up there and try to figure out ways to play games either. That takes too much energy and too much time. Drew right now is playing little petty ass games, trying to do things to make him, to withdraw information to help him feel the frustration she's feeling, because she still don't know what he did in Tampa. Then Porsha talks about Dennis and how she had to take accountability for the parts that she played in the relationship breaking up, because she wanted to punish Dennis for cheating on her. And she may have had some mistakes that she made, but now she's more so worried about how they're going to be a family now that they're kind of working on themselves. At the same time, in the trailer that we saw, somebody's pregnant. I'm thinking either Porsha's pregnant. Anybody else? I'm thinking Porsha's pregnant. I don't think it's Shamia. I damn sure don't think it's Kenya because Mark ain't there. I don't think it's Toya. I damn sure don't think it's Cynthia. The only person I think can get pregnant from what I'm seeing is either Porsha or Tanya. But Tanya's man, he's had time to get her pregnant all these years that she's been wasting her youth. And he hasn't done that. So I'm thinking it's Porsha. Now, Kenya goes to meet up with her attorney. I could be wrong, but that's just my guess. Kenya goes to meet up with her attorney. And she lets the attorney know that she actually went and contacted Mark to give Mark a heads up about the custody settlement that he's going to be served in his home, because she wanted to do this the nice way and not be messy. Kenya, that was a dumbass move. For as smart as you are, when it comes to Mark, you are stupid as hell. I say this because I've seen Mark in previous episodes and how he treated her. Mark says a lot of things. Oh, you take the money, I'll build it again. And he walks away. He calls her Ken, and he tries to control what she's doing. And when she's around him, she kind of shies away. She's not really her usual energetic self, quick-witted at the mouth. She tries to portray herself as this kind of like a Stepford housewife or something like that. And now Mark, all the things that she's seen about Mark, how he's talked to her, how he's treated her, how he makes her angry, how he's not attentive, how he leaves for months at a time. And when he comes back, all he wants to do is give attention to Brooklyn. I don't really want to give her anything. She don't know nothing about his family. Why would you think that giving him a heads up is the right thing to do? Mark is sneaky as hell, and you're not moving like a smart person. Because right when she said that, she said he sent her a bunch of playlists of music saying that it's all love music, that when he hears it, he thinks of her, and that he made a mistake and he wants his family to work, and he knows exactly what to do and what to say to her ass to get her to act dumb and make dumbass decisions, like not go on with the divorce and just stick with this custody thing. So while that's happening and she's telling her lawyer this, the lawyer is my spirit. He said, well, that makes sense. Because when he got served, he basically said that there was nobody living at that house because you had warned him. He made sure to be prepared for it, number one. Number two, he went and filed for divorce being petty in New York when he knows damn well he can't even file divorce in that state. He filed it, and in that divorce paperwork that he filed, he's asking you to pay him alimony for the 2 seconds y'all were married. He's not even worried about Brooklyn. He's asking for you to pay him alimony because probably he knows Kenya Moore makes more money than he does. And Kenya already told us before that she did not have a prenup. They got married very quickly. She thought this was her forever after. And now this man is playing her and taking advantage of her and playing on her emotions because he knows for a fact that if she could keep the marriage together, she would. So he waited until she did something like custody issue. And then he goes and kind of slaps on her face like, well, I want alimony. Petty and childish as hell. And she's sitting up there shocked. Why are you shocked? Do you not know who you married by now, girl? I know who you married by now. This man is sneaky as hell. Hell, I know that Kenya wants love and she wants to take, she wants to keep her marriage together. But damn, girl, you're not acting right. All this energy on this mouth and all these little digs and stuff, all this conniving stuff that you have with people, you need to have that same energy with Mark because he deserves it. Now, that was the end of this review. I didn't touch on Cynthia and Mike Hill's conversation with her at the bachelor party because she didn't tell him everything, and it seems like more of what she did is going to come out later on as the season goes by. But they showed us a short kind of season trailer moving forward of what's going to happen in the episode. And I'm thinking this trailer y'all showed us should have been the trailer you showed us in the beginning when the episode first started, because half of us were trying to give up on watching the show in its entirety. But what y'all been giving us have been giving us life, because this seems like this little stripper thing was the peak. And then from there on, it's going to be like, next week's going to be something, next week's going to be something, next week's going to be something. And we know that Toya is about to pick a fight with Drew because Drew put her ass on blast and saying that she was screwing a pastor. She was screwing a pastor. She didn't go to church to pray. She went to church to play. Okay? And she probably don't want nobody to say nothing about it. And Drew is going after Toya. That's her arch nemesis on the show. Just like Porsha and Kenya have the little thing. It was once Kenya Marlo. I mean, hell, I don't know what's going to happen in the next episodes to the extent of whether it's going to be good or not, but I am going to continue reviewing it. Now, let me know what y'all think on this video. I was kind of nervous doing it because with everything that's going on in my head with this whole basketball wife situation and people coming up here telling me, oh, I'm taking it too seriously, or oh, it's a reality TV show, it's not that deep. There's a problem with that because I'm a dark-skinned girl. I am. And as much as I don't feel like any of the past things I've heard with people in my school telling me that because I'm of African descent, I must have AIDS, or people asking me if I ran with lions, or if we have trees, or which hut I lived in. I understand that these are all based on ignorance of, you've never been out of the country, you wouldn't know. And what you see on National Geography is what gives you an idea of what you think Africans are. Now, somebody came on my comments and said, well, you would just assume all Africans are poor. All Africans aren't poor, baby, because my family aren't poor. However, a majority of Africans are poor. Africa is the poorest continent in the entire world. They have 28 of the poorest countries in the entire world. More than 60% of the population engulfed in the entire continent are living in perpetual poverty. In Nigeria, the minimum wage right now is 40,000 naira per month. That's equivalent to $150 a month. That is poverty. And while your family may not have been poor, a majority of Africans are poor, and that's a guaranteed fact. No, there's no doubt about it. Now, with everything that I've said on the video and some of the comments I've heard is a little bit unnerving for people like myself to come here and trying to give an honest review, because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not trying to pick at somebody. I'm just giving my direct opinion. But I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I just know that right now, the feeling I'm having in the pit of my stomach, I want to go back to the way I do my reviews, being myself, and I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm going to take a day or two to breathe, calm myself down, then I'm going to keep reviewing whatever shows that I always do, the way that I always do it, and I hope that it comes off the way that I want it to, and I don't have any problems, because I feel like Basketball Wives is draining my energy, and it's putting me in a mindset I don't like, not because just of the show, but because of how people are responding to it. I see people who recognize what's happening. I see other people who want to minimize it or say, oh, it's not that serious, or it's not that deep, or it's this and this, and it's painful. Because I think that those mentalities and that mindset is what is the type of mentality that permitted Breonna Taylor's attackers to go free. Because the person, the whatever African-American who was the face, the attorney general who was the face and sat there, he did not direct the jury properly, and they didn't get the right conviction. And it's always our face that works against us, is what I'm trying to say. It'd be one thing if it's somebody else, but it's sad when it's somebody who's supposed to understand what you're saying. That's the other person that's tarnishing your ability to grow or progress. And sometimes that hits home. So I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Let me know what y'all think, but I might be off for a couple days because I just need time to regroup, because I want to do those reviews in the right mindset, be the type of person I am, and hopefully it works out better. All right? Now I'm going to go see my baby, my handsome baby. Bye.